Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. It's Labor Day, baby. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Laboristic, I guess. I don't know. That's probably not the right word. What are you laughing at over there?
Our dog. Look at her face.
What
She's
is going on? We brought our dog in here, and she's staring at us like she's going to murder us in her sleep. I don't know what's going on there. It is a Movie Star Monday as well. We've got Rob Schneider joining us later in the program. Now, I'm super excited to chat with Rob. He was going to be on last week, and then we had Michael W. Smith.
I just love Rob Schneider.
Because the movie Beautifully Broken came out last week. So thank you so much to Rob for being flexible. And we've got him on today and next Monday, because when I talked to him, it was a long interview. I don't know if you guys know this. I record those in advance. So it's coming up. I already know what he's going to say. It's like I'm psychic. But we've got him coming up on this Labor Day program. Also, I got a quote from Oscar Wilde. Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them more. I agree with that. That's true. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Monday, September the 3rd. Today is Labor Day. It's the first Monday in September. It's also U.S. Bowling League Day.
Okay.
I just had somebody ask me to join a bowling league with them. I've done it. I was on a bowling league in the past. I've been on a bowling league a couple of times, but here's the thing. I'm not good.
I like to bowl. I just don't like to be obligated to be somewhere at a certain time on a certain day.
I bowled a 300 one time, which was pretty darn cool, but that was for a series. 3 games, 100 per game-ish. So I did bowl a 300 series. I'm that good. It's also National Welsh Rarebit Day today. All of those things happening. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Labor Day Monday.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs, but first, Netflix is going to change the way they charge their users. So I don't know what that means. They're going to change the way they charge their users. Huh. So I wonder if they're going to charge you based on what you watch now?
I don't know.
I've got a link to the story, I guess, if you're interested. You can see that. It's in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. We're using a free trial. It's got to be getting close to done. Has to be getting close to done. Mm-hmm. We signed up. I never had Netflix, so we've been doing a little free trial on there, and I kind of got hooked on some things. So we're probably going to get it now. So it's
I really don't care
clear
either
of
way.
those free trials, unless, of course, you want to keep them. Anyway, that is in the news. Thanks for listening. We've got your brain on drugs coming right up.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. I actually shared this story last week, but it was part of our fake news or Florida, and Heidi guessed that it was real, and it really was. A topless 81-year-old woman was drinking from the spout of a box of Franzia Sunset Blush wine during the morning.
I love this story.
When the police arrested her for disorderly intoxication. They say a shirtless woman by the name of Mary Ellen Stewart. Keep in mind, she's 81. She was sitting on a bench in view of the public at 7:40 a.m., on the property of the St. Petersburg Hospital, and she had her breasts completely exposed. Security and nursing staff witnessed this. They said they approached her, and she held the box of wine over her head and began to drink from the spout. They tried to confiscate the wine, and she shook the box intentionally towards the deputies, trying to splash them with the pink-hued liquid. Wow.
I would say she's a relative of mine in some way, but I would never drink.
She's not going to drink
that wine.
She's not going to waste wine either. I'm not going to splash the wine. She'd kick him or something.
I'm a deep red drinker.
Okay. Well, if that box of wine had deep red, then I would say, Grandma? 81 years young. Crazy. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, actress Asia Argento. I don't know if I'm saying any of that right. Never heard of her. She's a Harvey Weinstein accuser and a Me Too supporter. She paid $380,000 to a child actor who accused her of sexually assaulting him when he was 17 and she was 37, so that's in the news. But that doesn't make what Harvey did right. I'm just saying there are people out there going, oh, well, she did something wrong too. Two wrongs don't make a right, but you certainly don't say, but because of that, then she should be, whatever.
No, but it's just kind of funny that she's being a little hypocritical.
Absolutely. Due to the popularity of Jersey Shore, MTV is looking for other things they can bring back, and The Hills is one of them. Heidi and Spencer Pratt will be returning to the reboot. So there you go.
I have no idea what that is. Does that make me out
we're
of
old.
touch?
Both of us are so old. I don't know who it is either. I'm not going to admit it, but I just did. Winona Ryder said that she and Keanu Reeves got married during the movie Dracula. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. And Jennifer Garner received her star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame last week, and so did Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did.
That's wonderful.
My wife over here is a big fan of Weird Al, so there you go.
Good for him.
Yes.
I love Weird Al.
All right. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now, your scoop of the day, a guy from Des Moines, Iowa, has a dream to go around the world on rollerblades. Did you know that rollerblades, I believe they were invented in Iowa, weren't they?
I have no idea.
They were somewhere in the Midwest, maybe it was in South Dakota.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Somebody that I know was like roommates with the guy that invented them. Anyway, now I don't remember where that was. But somewhere in the Midwest, somewhere that I lived at one point, I don't know. But Caleb Austin Smith, he's 28, he's in Des Moines. He plans to travel over 3,500 miles, starting in South America. His goal of hitting the century mark in every country he blades. So that's 100 miles a day in day one. Anyway, you can help him if you'd like. There's a GoFundMe page. I've got a link to all of this stuff in the show notes if you're interested. Let's move on. There's a survey that found that men with beards look about 5 years older than men who are clean-shaven.
Yeah, that's true.
Does this beard make me look old?
It does, and it makes you look awful.
I tried growing a beard. This is not a good example of what a beard should look like on a man. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you'd find on... I don't even know what.
I can't stand it. I just don't like it.
I'll shave it off if you don't like it. I'll get rid of the darn thing. I thought I was gonna have this beautiful, full, luscious beard, and you were gonna love it. And I'd come in the bedroom and you'd
trimmed it so it's really more of just a thin trail all along your jawline. It looks terrible.
I'm trying to let it fill out now. You don't like this? My
No.
sister called it a chin strap. It doesn't look good. It's going to go bye-bye. All right, two 19-year-olds told police in Pennsylvania that they broke into a high school and stole equipment and sprayed a fire extinguisher through the building because, quote, there was nothing to do in this town, end quote. Well, even if there is nothing to do in this town, you don't do that. Come up with something good, boys. You don't do that. The streaming battle continues to heat up with Netflix continuously churning out more and more content every month, and Amazon and Hulu are trailing not far behind, but YouTube is kicking in some gear now. Their original content game has increased. They plan to release a whopping 50 original shows in 2019. So there's more and more people that are, more and more companies, rather, that are doing original content and doing the streaming thing. And I think that's pretty darn cool. Now, It's Labor Day. Do you buy gifts for Labor Day? You don't really do that, do you? That's not a thing. But I would say this is a tie that nobody wants as a gift. It's called the duct tape tie.
Okay.
It's 100% duct tape. It's shaped and folded in United States of America. The duct tape tie, 56 inches long, should be tied like a regular necktie. It's been rated 3.1 out of 5 stars on Amazon. How much for this duct tape tie that you could make with your very own roll of duct tape?
$20.
Real close, $18.99 plus free shipping. So if you'd rather not fold your own, I mean, you could just make your own. But if you'd rather not, I do have a link to this ridiculous thing. It's in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Movie Star Monday. And today we have Rob Schneider. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much, man. It's great to be on here. I hope you're doing okay.
We are so excited to talk to you. I think this is really cool. Big fans. And also, I think it's really cool that you're doing stand-up comedy again. Going to be in Sioux Falls coming up in October. We're going to give away some tickets to that. We'll tell you more about that in a bit. Are you excited to be back on the road again?
Yeah. I mean, I've been out quite a bit, and it's an interesting time to be doing stand-up comedy with people on edge around the country. It's okay. It sets up a decent tension for comedy and release of it, so it's all good, It's all good. The audiences are great, so it's been fun. I'm looking forward to being out there at Sioux Falls.
Many people listening probably know the name Rob Schneider, and they know you from the big screen. They know you from movies, but they also might know you from the small screen from like Saturday Night Live. But did you do quite a bit of comedy before that? Is that kind of where you got your start?
Yeah, I mean, it's, for a kid whose dad was in real estate and his mom was a teacher, there wasn't really exactly an entry point for me in show business. But luckily, Robin Williams was a stand-up comedian who just made it big in Hollywood doing that TV show, Mork and Mindy, and just a few years before I got into stand-up. So, I mean, you gotta understand, like, when, that's how big that guy Robin Williams was. And there was like 16 million people watching him on that TV show at one point. That's pretty impressive for a sitcom. So then they had these little tiny comedy clubs in San Francisco. So I'd go there and they'd let anybody go up. And then next thing you know, you gotta kind of hang out. And to get good at something, you gotta just kind of be there. And so we would, and the audiences would come hoping to see Robin Williams, and more times than not that he would show up. So, because of him, we really had a comedy scene.
Again, our guest today for Movie Star Monday is Rob Schneider. You may know him from Saturday Night Live, or maybe from one of the many movies that he's been in. Rob, do you know right off the top of your head how many movies you have been in? I know it's quite a few.
I don't know. I think it's around 50.
Now, this is probably not a fair question because it's tough to pick favorites, but do you have a favorite movie of all the movies you've been in, one that you kind of want people to remember you as? That is the movie I want to be known for?
I don't know. I mean, they've been fun. I mean, the ones that I starred in are the ones I'm kind of more, feel pretty good about. Like, I think Adam Sandler and I did a good one, 50 First Dates. It's pretty good. And then I like the, Deuce Bigelow, which Adam Sandler produced, and The Hot Chick with Rachel McAdams and Anna Faris is pretty good. And so, it's been a fun ride, and I'm still having fun, but I am enjoying, coming back, doing stand-up again. It's a different time, but also I'm a different person, so it has its own challenges, but I like it. So we'll see. Making movies is fun and exciting. It's something I always wanted to do. So it was really pretty cool that I got to do it.
Absolutely. And something else that's really cool is you've got this Netflix docuseries, Real Rob, and you're the first person ever to star in it and produce it and, all of the different things that you're doing on this. Now, was this your idea, or did somebody come to you and say, hey, I've got this idea? How did this all come about, Rob?
No, it was my idea, but I had a show on CBS for a season, and then they didn't want to pick it up, so I said, well, we'll just do it ourselves and do it better. And I think we did. And Netflix made it an original series, and they paid for the next season, and they bought it the first season, so we got our money back, and then they produced the second season, which is great. So we're an original on Netflix. It's called Real Rob, and it's just basically about my, loosely based on my life and my own foibles and idiosyncrasies and idiocy and narcissism. And it's been fun, and I got to star in it with my real wife and our daughter Miranda, and now we got a new one. We got a new baby, Madeline. So we'll see for next season what we're going to do.
That's awesome. Now, you're back on the road doing stand-up comedy. Going to be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota on Thursday, October the 18th, 7 p.m. at the Orpheum Theater. Going to give away some tickets to that here in a little bit, so be listening for details on how you can win. How different is it now being out doing stand-up comedy in today's environment? First of all, back when you did it before, people hadn't met you yet. They didn't know you. You know, since then, you've been in movies and on television and all these different things. So how different is it for people to know you? And then also, how different is it in today's environment where people post something on Facebook and like all of a sudden all the hate from everywhere? How different is it going out and doing stand-up in this environment now?
Well, I mean, we didn't have social media when I first started in the 80s, so I think that's a huge difference. And also, I think, I don't think people are more angry than they were. I just think that there's an avenue for instant outrage now that so people who are, who tend to be more sensitive can instantly express that sentiment. Not always for the best, I just don't think the most sensitive members of society should be the ones deciding what everybody else gets to listen to watch, and to hear. It's just, or to read, I should say. So it's, in that way, it's different. But, I think before when you were angry, you had to get, a piece of paper and a pen and an address. You had to spend your own money. You had to get a stamp. You had to leave your house to mail it. So it was at any point along the lines of there, you could stop being angry and then say, okay, I'm over it. So, you had to get the correct address, of course. You had to have a pen that worked. Then you never knew if there was an extra 2-cent stamp that you needed. So now it's just, if you're angry about something, you just put it on your phone and go tweet. And then, there's this impression that there's a larger group than maybe exists that is really angry. But I do think, for people who are thinking that things are so terrible, just go down the end of the street, see what your neighbor needs, see if everything's okay, and you realize it's quite harmonious. So don't buy into all the hype about it. I think it's also sells, it sells ads on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram to have the perception that everybody's really upset. There are people upset. I don't mean to diminish it, but I just don't think it's as big, or the numbers are not as big as as the news outlets want it to believe.
Oh, I agree completely. It seems to me that a lot of the people that I know in, the real world are pretty darn happy, but the media, boy, they sure do like to make it seem like everybody's upset, don't they? And I think it's kind of like that's what their job is, right?
Well, I mean, it's just their job to not necessarily focus on the negative, but to focus on what isn't out of the ordinary, what is newsworthy. And so, they create this kind of thing, and then we have a president who seems to exacerbate issues, not calming things down, kind of whipping them up, and then he has, I was hoping he would eventually stop tweeting, but that's not going to happen. So, that just creates another kind of cascade of, more news, or another round of this or that, and it's just, so it's just creating that. So it is what it is, and I think people have gotten kind of used to it, and even numb to it at this point. So, at the end of the day, I think people have got to be more concerned about what it is that their own lives and their own thing, and like, hey, I got to take the kid to school, I got to get gas for the car. What are we going to do this weekend? I think it'll come back to that. I think it's the potential for a great distraction is out there. But at the end of the day, you want to have good, clean food that's not poison. You want to breathe, air that is breathable. You want to drink water that's good water that's not poison. And you want your kids to be able to go to school. And it's pretty same basic stuff. So when I was a kid, except my parents didn't know anything about healthy stuff when I was a kid, so at least we're a little bit ahead there.
Absolutely. Again, visiting with Rob Schneider today, and I remember back in the day when you were on Saturday Night Live, you did such an amazing impression of The Rock. And this is back when The Rock was still kind of a new thing. Nowadays, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he is everywhere. But I thought it was so cool. There was an episode where he was hosting Saturday Night Live, and you came out as The Rock, and there he was as The Rock. Was he pretty cool about that? What was that like to meet the guy that you've been, not really making fun of, but portraying very well for, that whole season? What was it like to meet him, and was he pretty cool with what you were doing?
You know what? He just... He's one of those guys who's a really, really hard worker, Rock, and you can just tell that he wanted to make it in show business, and saw that, Schwarzenegger was getting old, and there was a spot there, so he moved into it, and you can just see what hard work gets you, and he's been really successful, and is a good guy, and has managed to maneuver himself in a potentially, strange times, as far as you gotta, if you're working for Disney, you gotta keep your nose clean and don't be don't get involved with some stuff that's going to be controversial. And he's done great. I think that big time wrestling and just playing a role has really helped him, prepared him for this movie business. He's let him know that he's just all playing a role the whole time, which is great, and I'm happy for his success. I met him, and he's a great guy. I'm very happy for him.
Well, Rob, thank you again for taking the time to chat with us. Our guest again today is Rob Schneider. He's our guest today for Movie Star Monday. Rob is going to be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota on October the 18th. That is a Thursday. All of the details to win tickets at sunnyradio.com. Rob, thanks again, man.
All right. All the best to you. Thanks for having me now, John. Tell Heidi I said hi. You take care.
Thanks again. Rob Schneider.
Okay. Thank you now.
I will definitely do that. Thanks again, Rob. Again, Rob Schneider, our guest today for Movie Star Monday. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show. Again, our guest today, Rob Schneider, and you can see him at the Orpheum Theater in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Thursday, October the 18th at 7 p.m. All of the details at facebook.com/sunnyradio. And you can win tickets there as well. Sign up today. facebook.com/sunnyradio. Again, our guest today is Rob Schneider, and he has been very gracious to give us plenty of time to chat, more time than we have on the air here right now. So we're going to have part 2 of our interview with Rob Schneider next week for Movie Star Monday. So be sure to tune in and hear the second half of this interview. Again, a big thank you to Rob Schneider, our guest today for Movie Star Monday. Thanks for listening to another Movie Star Monday. Our guest today is Rob Schneider. We actually had the first half of our interview last week, but we're going to catch back up with Rob Schneider right now and talk about comedy. And he's back on the road doing stand-up comedy. How different is it now doing stand-up comedy than it was back when you were doing it before everybody knew who you were and before the country changed? We're kind of angry now. It seems like everybody's upset. So how different is it to do stand-up comedy in this environment?
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Pod. P-O-D. Do you know what that means in the printing world?
I do not. Print on demand.
Oh, you do know.
I do know.
Yeah, print on demand. You're good, Heidi. Very good. In publishing, if you see the word P-O-D, that means print on demand. That means they don't print any of those books unless somebody wants to read it.
Right.
So is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
I don't think that's a good thing. I think
it's a money-saving thing.
Well, it's a money-saving thing, but
and you don't have a bunch of books sitting in a warehouse. It's not as good for the author. Well, but you don't have a bunch of books just sitting in a warehouse. So I think it's maybe a good thing and a bad thing. I don't know. I'm not sure. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett and Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com. Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, and I've got a warning here. My beautiful bride wants to do away with this. She said that she doesn't learn nothing when we do these.
I didn't say I don't learn anything. I said I would never utilize any of these words.
But maybe this will be the one. This could be the grandiloquent word that changes it all, Heidi.
Okay.
Probably not, though. Vaniloquent. I tried so hard. Vaniloquent. If you do love this feature, please speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm going to give some more warnings this week, and then if we don't have a huge outcry of support, then I think this might...
It better be an enormously huge outcry.
Yeah. I think last time it was just the grandiloquent word people. Their headquarters are like, send another email, quick. Open another Gmail account and send an email. All right. Vaniloquent. Vaniloquent means speaking only of oneself or speaking egotistically. So if you're kind of egotistical, you're kind of vaniloquent. I had to drop my membership to the country club. Every conversation had nothing more than vaniloquent flapdoodle. Vaniloquent.
Flapdoodle.
There you go. That's probably another one. Maybe that'll be tomorrow. This is today's grandiloquent word.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now some weird news for you on a Monday. A Redding, California family who had to take off because of that fire that was going on, the sprawling car fire, returned home to find something fishy happened while they were away.
Okay.
But in a good way. There was a note on their pet's fish tank that read, "Fed your fish a few sprinkles. Sorry if we weren't supposed to." The note was written by a member of the fire department. Grant, that's the fish, was in good shape. So while they were there putting out fires and they were going from home to home, spraying things down, they noticed, there's a fish in this one. And so the doors were open. They went in and they fed the fish.
I wouldn't say that's weird news. That's awesome news.
It's kind of, can you imagine coming home and saying, somebody was in here feeding our fish? That would be kind of weird.
I think that's great.
It is good. It was almost our good news for today, but it was our weird news instead. We've got your moment of duh coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Now your moment of duh, following a botched armed robbery of a Walgreens in Wisconsin. Let's pause for a second. Why would you rob a Walgreens? I haven't seen anyone use cash in one of those stores in like 12 years. Everybody uses a card for everything nowadays.
I don't know.
What are you going to steal? I'm like, give me all your Band-Aids. I'm like, that's not a good idea. Anyway, this happened in Wisconsin. He fled the scene and threw his loaded handgun on the roof of a nearby building.
Oh, boy.
Because, he didn't want to get caught with that. So 32-year-old Lamont Walker tried to rob the pharmacy Wednesday morning. Oh, maybe he was trying to steal drugs.
Oh, that could be.
Anyway, an employee saw Walker, who was wearing a mask and carrying a 9mm, approaching and fled from the front counter. FBI agent Matthew Gibson said the subject looked up and saw that nobody was at the cash register. That is when Walker ran out of the store. Really? You ran out? Shouldn't that have been your cue to take it if you were going to steal stuff? Anyway, again, I don't know how this was. I don't know how their mind works. Not very well. A witness...
What kind of 9mm?
Flagged... I don't know. That's what you're focused on? Would you stop? They saw him as he passed Pete's Fruit Market. He threw the gun onto the roof of the business. When he was arrested, they finally did get the gun down, and he's charged with multiple crimes, including felony in possession of a firearm. So there you go. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Time now for fake news or Florida.
I just love how you always block the screen as if
I want you to cheat. This is
cheating.
important stuff. And I'm almost ready, by the way, with our Tall Tales or Tennessee. So we're going to try to alternate these. But I've got fake news or Florida for today. Fake news? Something that we made up? Or did it really happen in the great state of Florida, Heidi? A Sarasota, Florida T-ball coach was arrested after giving a tweaker energy shot to the team before the game. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
Dang it, it is fake news. How did you know? What about that was it?
I don't know. I'm not going to keep giving you all of my tips because then you'll get better.
It is uncanny how good you are at guessing if I'm telling the truth or if I'm making it up. I need help. Help me stump her. Whether you want to do fake news or Florida or Tall Tale or Tennessee, either way, if you've got something to submit, johnandheidishow.com is the website. I need your help. She's good, man. We've got some good news coming your way. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and our good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That is the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. Now, what was it? Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday? I don't know. Sometime last week.
Okay.
We kind of threw out this little plea, and we said, hey, you know what? If you have good news that happens in your life, let us know about it. Or go out and do something good, and then share with us what you did. And it's really cool, because I got a message from a young lady by the name of Marissa. This was sent last week. She said, for doing something nice today. She said, locked my keys in my trunk of my car, and my dear friend went out of her way and crawled through the back seat into the trunk to pull the cord open.
Isn't that great?
So I could get my keys out. She rocks and saved the day. Thank you, Jamie, from Marissa. That is awesome. That's really cool.
That's really
That's
super
exactly
cool.
what I'm talking about. If you come across something that's good news, I mean, we keep reading good news from all over the world, which we'll do that from time to time as well. But I want to make sure you realize you have a platform, too. If you see something that's going on that you're like, wow, that's awesome, you can share that. And we would love to spread the good news about you.
Absolutely.
So, Marissa and Jamie, you're going to be in the show notes now. And if you would like to submit something, you can do that through the site, johnandheidishow.com. And we would love to share your good news. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. And I know it's Labor Day, so a lot of folks have the day off. If you do, enjoy it. And if you don't, enjoy working as well. Either way, have a good day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.